Viewer discretion advised.
All right, so second form Pokemon starters. I'm actually so excited to do this one. Some of my favorite starters are the second form. It's such a magical moment in the games when you hit that like kind of 14 to 18 point and you get that first big evolution for your starter. He or she is usually carrying you through the game. So yeah, we're just gonna go down the line here. We're starting out with a heavy hitter, Ivysaur. Ivysaur is sick. It's iconic. I love this thing. It's still on all fours. The bulb is coming in. It still has that great color palette that Bulbasaur has. I think Ivysaur is probably... It's close to S tier. I love the leaves too. I'll go A tier for now. It might go up. Charmeleon. I love what they did with Charmeleon. Bringing in kind of that deeper red, bigger flame, giving his head a little bit more than just kind of the roundness that was Charmander. I think Charmeleon is a super solid middle tier, and I'm also incredibly biased here, but Charmeleon's S tier for me. I think Charmeleon is sick. I'm biased towards these Gen 1. They started it all. Also, Wartortle is incredible. You can't sit here and tell me that Wartortle, it looks kind of like a Greek god a little bit, right? With like the winged ears and the wave of a tail. Like this is like a Zeus Hermes Poseidon turtle. A tier or S tier. S tier, strong S tier. I liked Bayleaf a lot too, guys. Let's get into Bayleaf. Bayleaf is sick. I mean, again, I love the color palette here of the two-tone greens. I love the leaf on the top of his head. It's just so intense. I think Bayleaf is A tier. Bayleaf is A tier for me. Still probably worse than Ivysaur, but still really good. We're kind of just jumping all over the place here, but we're gonna do Thwackey. Thwackey sucks. Okay? No other way to put this. Thwackey's terrible. Like, I don't know what they were trying to do with this, because, like, I just don't like how tall and long it is, but it's still bipedal as well. Like what kind of monkey looks like a log? You know what I'm saying? Like, Thwackey is bad. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but we have S, A, B, C, and F tiers. There's no D tier here. I think Thwackey might be an F tier. I did Grookey as my starter, and when it evolved into Thwackey, I was not impressed. I was not happy about it. Thwackey sucked. Floragato. Dude, Floragato's so good. So good. I actually love Floragato. Again, I didn't have this as a starter. But it's so good. I need to be impartial here. Is Floragato better than Bayleaf? I don't think so. I think Floragato's B tier. Quailava's sick. Quailava is so good. Quailava is definitely A tier. It might even be in front of Bulbasaur. Or Ivysaur. If it would let me, I would put that in front of Ivysaur. I love everything about Quailava. I love that it's like both bipedal and non. I love the flames. I think the flames that they did on Quailava are so solid. It's a continuation of Cyndaquil, but it's on the head now. Quailava's awesome. A tier. Croconaw. Croconaw is going to be a hot take, guys. I don't like this Pokemon. I thought it's definitely a downgrade from Totodile. They made it kind of like this chunky, like trying to be intimidated but also not, right? Because like the whole thought is like Croconaw's jaws are supposed to be like crazy powerful and stuff. I think Croconaw sits in the C tier for me. It's just too contradictory, and it's just kind of a lame design. I don't know, like, yeah, they still are. I love like the dinosaur theme, but not working for me. Grovyle. Grovyle's good. Grovyle kind of reminds me of an Archeops, like old prehistoric dinosaur looking thing as well. I think they did a really solid job with the belly and that red. And then again, the two-tone greens are really good. They did the middle evolution grasses, I'm starting to realize, are all very strong. I have Grovyle in B tier. I think it's about the same as Floragato. Alright, you Hoenn lovers, I'm sorry. Combuskin, this is trash. This is terrible. When Torchic evolved into Combuskin, I was not happy. The brown feet, like, nothing about this screams that it's a fire type. Is it a bird? Is it a, like... I know you're trying to allude to it becoming, like, a fighting type with Blaziken, but, like, this is not good. I think it's a C tier for me. It's not F. It's not bad enough to be F, but it's a C tier. Marshtomp. I like Marshtomp. I think it's really unique. I like the color palette again with the light blue, dark blue, and then you add the golden. But not, I don't know. It's pretty mid for me. I put Marshtomp right in the middle of B. It's fine. I don't think it's like A tier, but it's good. Grottle. Grottle is such... I go back and forth on Grottle. It is interesting because it's just so different than everything on this list, right? It's so bulky. It's so round. It's got the bushes. I think Grottle is a solid B tier. I love the golden green. I think the bushes are really cool. Yeah, I think he's solid B. I think he's solid B. All right. You guys are going to get mad at me for this, but I don't love Monferno. Like, I think a lot of people would be like, "Blah, S8." No. Monferno's good. Monferno's actually pretty solid. I like the blue on the face with the red. I think the flame is really good. I think the proportions are correct. The rings on his arm are good. I'll put Monferno in A. I actually don't mind Monferno. Now that I'm looking at him. All right, Prinplup. How do we feel about Prinplup? We feel very meh about Prinplup in this household. At least for me. I don't know. I don't see Prinplup as like, again, I think just straight into B, right? Like, it's a solid design, but it doesn't like blow me away with any features. It's penguin, right? Like, the colors are good, but it's still penguin. Servine. I actually really like Servine's design. Specifically, the grass, like, scales going up its back and then into the grass hands, I think are really, really, really good, actually. I actually think, like, if they would have kept it, like, kind of a similar vibe with Superior would have been way better. Servine is really solid. I think I put Servine in A, kind of right in front of Bayleaf, actually. I really like Servine's design. Okay, Pignite. Why? I don't know, guys. I don't know what it is, but, like, the entire Emboar Pignite Tepig line is so bad to me, right? Like, I don't understand what they're trying to do with this design. He looks like a rabbit mixed with an orc mixed with a pig with a bouncy tail. Like, it doesn't work for me. I don't know why. I just hate it. It's F tier. I do not like Pignite at all. I'm sorry. I just don't. Duat. I know I had Oshawott really high. I think Duat's sick too. I mean, if you look at this design, he's got double razor shells. I love his whiskers. I love the blue on blue. I love, like, this, like, almost kilt blue that they did. I think Duat's design is really strong. I do think he's an A tier, but I don't think he's, like, he kind of sits with Monferno for me, right? Like, they did a really good job, but he's not S. He's not an S tier for me. All right, guys, coming in with another hot take. Quilladin. Quilladin is probably the worst second form starter. It's terrible. Like, I don't know. It's so bad. I don't know what they're trying to do with this. Like, if it's a hedgehog, squirrel, like, it's so bad. I hate how, like, round most of its body is, and then it's got, like, these super long pointy ears, the super long pointy tail. It's like this, like, triangle thing going on. I don't like it at all. Bad. Braixen. Braixen is S tier. The design on this Pokemon was so good, and I wish they would have stuck with it. And you guys will see in when I do my final evolutions. But Braixen is where they chef's kiss, the peak, right? Like, I love that they gave it, like, this little wand. Its tail has, like, the right coloration to it with the fringing out. Its ears are not over-designed, right? That's just about right. I love the white in there with the black legs. It's a super solid design on Braixen. Love Braixen. Frogadier. I think Frogadier is really solid. He probably sits kind of right in A tier with all these guys. Again, they're starter Pokemon. They're obviously going to do a really good job on these. I think Frogadier kind of sits right here. Love the colors. I love his cool demeanor. I love actually, he sits above this group here. He kind of sits with Servine. I love the white fingertips. They did a good job. Dartrix. I'm very I don't know why Dartrix doesn't bring on a ton of emotions for me. I think he I like his smile. I think he's interesting, but I don't think he's anything I don't think he's as good as Florigato. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't. Yeah, I think he sits right in B tier. I don't think he's C tier, right? I don't think you drop him down. I don't think they did anything wrong. Basically, the way that I look at this tier list is S tier is obviously crushed it. A tier is it's a really, really good design for starter Pokemon. B tier is kind of what you would expect. C tier is they kind of messed up somewhere along the line, and it's just not as good as it could have been. And then F tier is they messed up pretty bad. So yeah. All right, Torracat. Again, Torracat sits in C tier for me. There's so much potential with a fire cat Pokemon. If you think about all of the different mythologies and just what you could have done from a tiger perspective with flames, this falls so short of that. It's not it's not an F. It's not, because it's a decent design. It's a bobcat. I like the name Torracat as well. But the design itself, you could have done so much more with this Pokemon Company. You really could have. And you didn't. So it's a C tier. Brionne. Brionne, this is going to be a really hot take. I think Brionne is F tier.
Stop! You violated the law.
Brionne, they over-designed. Plain and simple, they over-designed Brionne. I hate the pink eye. I know you can't see, you might not be able to see it in this video, but basically the eye, the pupil is the same color as the nose. Why? It's awful. And then there's just there's nothing to this Pokemon. It's all this flowing gown thing. It just doesn't, and then too much going on with the head. There's just too much going on. It's over-designed. It's an F. Reboot. It kind of sits with Torracat.
Bruh.
You could have done, Scorbunny is better than Reboot. You know what I'm trying to say? They took a step back. Because I think you could have done more with the design of this Pokemon. Again, I understand what they're trying to do, right, with the hooded stuff and the headband, but it's just kind of a rabbit with a mask on. I don't know, nothing about this screams characteristics to me that it's a fire type, first of all, and second, yeah, there's just put something on its ear. You know what I'm trying to say? If they would have put a little flame on its ear, even a flame earring on its ear, right? Because you're trying to show that it's angsty. Drizzile kind of falls in the same boat, guys. Drizzile's an F tier for me. It's so bad. It's so it's so droopy. They're trying to be this cool angsty thing. They didn't do anything with its head. It's just, there's just nothing to this. F. All right, this can be a hot take. Quaxwell is actually a pretty good designed Pokemon. This is a decent design on a Pokemon. It's not crazy, but it's fine, right? I like the feet of this Pokemon. I love kind of the collar that they did. I love the tufts or the eyebrows that they did. Solid design. Crocalor. This was my starter. I was unimpressed. I couldn't figure out what his head was. I thought that, I don't even remember what I thought the head was. A campfire, maybe? So, if I couldn't figure out what the head was until it was, I read the Pokédex or something like that, I just think that they missed a mark just a little bit. I didn't love Crocalor. When we get to the final forms, this is all going to shift around a ton. But I didn't love Crocalor. And he was my starter, right? But, I just wasn't taken aback by Crocalor. Yeah. So, let's just look at this real quick. Is there anybody... So, looking at this list, I think Quilava needs to go into S, for sure. And I think Ivysaur needs to go into S. I do. I think Ivysaur is really solid. They knocked it out of the park. But yeah, so this is my final tier list, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, some pretty hot takes here with the F tier. But yeah, let me know if you guys agree, disagree. Would love to see in the comments. If you guys, want this type of content to continue, please subscribe, hit the follow button on TikTok. Help me out. Would love to do this more often for you guys. And this is fun. So that is my tier list. And I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun making it. And you can actually find this on Tier Maker now. This tier list didn't exist, but I made this for the community. Pokemon Starter, second form, all gens. So shout out to Bulbapedia for all these sprites. I kind of put this together net new, so this took a long time. And I hope everybody's having an awesome new year in 2023. And remember, guys, choose happy.